As you know, Yus is really a good boy and he's very well trained. And what is important to remember when working with Yus down the road and throughout his life is to always bring it back to the basics and bring it back to getting him to finish that last command. So when Yus does things that isn't exactly the way that I want him to, or it's not that perfect form, or he comes up and rams into my legs when he's retrieving, I bring it back to I'm in full control and I'm going to show him what it is that I want him to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and give you an example of this. So when I'm working with Yus and I'm having him come to me, Yus sit, Yus stay. And let's just say he keeps ramming into my legs when he comes, stay. I go back to full control where I'm not letting go of the leash again. Yus come. I'm going to glide him into me. Yus come. Yus come. Good boy. And I'm going to bring him to the spot where I want him to always be. So what I mean by that is I'm going to show him where I want him to be. I'm not going to allow him to get too close to me. If he gets too close to me, I hold him back and say, no, you sit. And I show him, this is where I want you to be. And that's when I give you that praise. Good boy, Yus. So a little bit faster with that is you sit, stay, 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 Yus come. And I'm going to glide him in. Yus come. Come. Good boy. Which he has gotten in the habit of coming up and stepping on my toes, which I don't like to see. So by bringing it back and coming into full control with him, I'm gaining that momentum back to show him what I want him to do. And then I give him the choice to do it. So, you sit, stay, stay. This is where I'm going to give him the choice. You come. Good. Sit. Very good boy. And you see how there's the space between us. I want you to always respect the bubble that I'm in and to respect my space. Same when we're healing together. I don't want him to always be pressing against my left leg. So I'll kind of give him that bop away and say use heel. So he's learning where to be with me, which is you don't need to be touching me and bumping into me. I just personally prefer that. So I'm going to show him that by giving him that bop. So now when he's off leash and we're doing these things together and I have the pager on or I don't have the pager on, he's hearing my voice still, those no and the good boy praises. So he's understanding when I don't like when he's doing something and when I love when he's doing something correct. So with the pager, what I have on him today is the one that I like to use. You stay, stay. And again, I use my hand command still with him because I like to incorporate it while I'm really working on training. So that when I'm at a distance from him, he understands this, which is stay. And he understands when I do this, use come, that hand command down to my thigh, sit. Very good boy. Use heel, heel. Good boy. Good boy. So you can see he does it all really well. Stay. You lay down. You stay. And we've practiced stay. Again, just these short proximities together, really honing in on just being, not really creating a distance between the two of us, but just this little proximity of training together. You come. Good boy. Sit. Very good. And again, when he's coming to him, come. Sit. And when he's coming to me, I'm reading him. I'm making sure that he comes and he sits in the right spot. If he was to not do that, use, come, sit. I would say no, and I would show him by grabbing his collar, sit, good. Meaning I'm not going to let him bump into me. Use, sit, good boy, you want to play? So with retrieving, that's the same thing. I don't start off by checking the ball forever away. When he kind of gets out of line, like he'll get into this bad habit of coming and sitting 10 feet away from me and dropping the ball or doing that little prance play. So in that moment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out his training collar again, and I'm going to show him what I want him to do, which we know that Use knows how to retrieve nicely and how to listen to the commands. But the point is to bring it back to the basics, bring it back to on leash, and then expand. Show him what you want him to do, and when he does it perfectly, expand it. Use sit. You stay, stay. So I know he knows how to stay. I give tension to that leash, stay. I don't let go of the leash. Okay, okay, you good boy. I'm not letting go. So in this moment, I'm going to win because I get to show him. You come, sit, Good boy. Stay. 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 Good boy. Use heel. Sit. Stay. So now I create this space between us where I'm going to throw it past me and he's on this side. Stay, use. Stay. Okay. Good boy, use. Good boy. Find it. Come on. So when he's not super into it, that's okay because he knows that I'm going to eventually check it because I've been doing this with him. So I'm showing him, I want you to come to me, sit, give, or drop it. And in that moment, I'm showing him, come right to me. Don't create this space. So now I have the e-collar on, so I expand it. You stay, 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 stay. Okay, good boy. And again, the greatest test you can do is throw it over their head where they have to go past, they have to stay where they are, and the ball is going past their head. So they really want to go for it. And he does really good with everything, all of it. Use, come on. So whether or not he has the toy, which he's been doing really good with retrieving, use. So I give him that page just now because he thinks he can stop and sniff. And you heard my use, come, sit. Very good boy. Yeah, you listen. So the bottom line is with use, when he does something just a little bit off, just a little bit, it doesn't have to be a big thing. Really bring it back to showing him, and then even within your session, graduate him. So you see how I start on leash, then I let go, I have the e-collar on, and I chuck the ball, which normally he's been playing with Keita and I, and he's done really good with wanting to retrieve and being very interested in it. So again, use is really smart. So he knows what he can get away with because you're letting him get away with it. So it's so important to stay on top of him. And again, I didn't notice any major things. I didn't notice him being really naughty with anything. He's just not been doing it to the T perfect, which is okay. Use, come. Let's have him come back over here. Come here. Good boy. You sit. Thank you. And again, I always want to bring him directly in front of me. I want him to look up at me and for me to give him that praise while looking him in the eyes. So he's really starting to continue to feel that leadership from me. No, sit. You stay. Stay here. And just knowing that I'm his leader and he looks to me for the next step, not the other way around. So again, he is so well behaved. You guys have done an awesome job keeping up on the training. No, use, come. Sit, lay down, stay here. And again, you just see how I just affirm him with that no and bring him back in that position and make sure that he listens until I give him that, okay, you can go. Very good boy. Okay. So he knows now what that looks like for me, and he obviously knows it from you too because he doesn't just show up here and learn new habits. So you guys have done a really good job. Keep up the good work and let me know if you have questions.